Hello, everyone. Welcome once again. It is time for season 5 of the Spy Party Competitive League. I don't know how that is even possible, but here we are. It's going to start soon. First off, we're going to start off with some placements. I guess there was some sort of tournament or whatever, some sort of system for deciding where to put these people. Kaylee is going to run through that here. Oh yeah, by the way, I have some casters here. I've got Crazy Kaylee,
Hello, hello.
uh, Opie Wrights,
Why, hello there.
and Vodar.
Hello.
All right, and I'm gonna just hand it right off to Kaylee to run through the placements. Let me bring that up here. All right, and go right ahead.
Absolutely. So, as we know, placements occurred this season, but via the players playing a set of 3 matches against various representative players from across SCL. We then took those matches and we gave them to the Star Chamber. And you might ask, what is the Star Chamber? And the answer to that question can't be comprehended by the minds of mortal people. So we're just going to go ahead and reveal the decisions of the Star Chamber, starting from the bottom and heading to the top. All right, Bamboo. None of the placement players are in Bamboo. So well done. Well done to all the placement players. You avoided Bamboo. Actually, let's just go. Do we want to do it by player? Or do we want to just ascending divisions? How do you want to do it, Cletus? How are you set up?
It is up to you. I mean, I have it in the order that the players were listed, but I can do it in any. I can reveal them in any order.
All right. Well, we'll just go through. I'm not going to go from the bottom to the top because that destroys the suspense of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. I don't want to do that. We want suspense up in here. All right. Let's start with Pofke. Pofke. Pofke is in silver. Silver for Pofke. Next up, we're going to go with Hectic. Hectic. Hectic is in bronze. Bronze for Hectic. Next up, Watermeat. Watermeat is in silver. Silver for Watermeat. Next up, we have Silverthorn. Silverthorn is in Obsidian. Obsidian for Silverthorn. Coming up next, we got Screw Loose. Screw Loose is in silver. Silver for Screw Loose. Up after that, we've got Iggy the Grifter. Iggy the Grifter is in copper. Copper for Iggy the Grifter. Next, we have Opie Wrights, my fellow streamer on this very stream. Opie Wrights is in gold. Gold for Opie Wrights. Coming up next, we got Hunu, Hunu. Hunu is in bronze. Bronze for Hunu. Next up, we've got Minty Rug. Minty Rug is in silver. Silver for Minty Rug. Coming up after that, we have Ninja Fairy. Ninja Fairy is in copper. Copper for a Ninja Fairy. Up after that, we're going to go with Furby Foobar. Furby Foobar is in bronze. Bronze for Furby Foobar. Coming up next, Kmars 133. Kmars 133 is in copper. Copper for Kmars 133. Cartwright. Cartwright is in silver. Silver for Cartwright. After that, let's go with Calvin Schoolage. Calvin Schoolage is in copper. Copper for Calvin Schoolage. Ryu, or Rio, I think is how we pronounce it. is in bronze. Bronze for Rio. And last, but not least, is Lazy Bear. Lazy Bear is in gold. Gold for Lazy Bear. Those are the decisions of the Star Chamber. The Star Chamber has spoken.
All right, not bad. Good little mix there.
Something we really need to talk about before we get into predictions, which is going to be fun. Trust me, chat. Is what the ordering of all these divisions is, because we have several new ones.
That's correct. Do we actually do we
yeah.
want to run down before we get started on predictions what all the divisions are going to be?
Mm-hmm. We should probably just go through the old ones also.
Okay. Do you want me to say who's in them, or do we want to just say what they are?
No, just the ordering.
Yeah.
Okay. So the ordering from bottom to top. So Challenger does not yet exist, but there's a possibility that it will exist if 2 people join in the middle of the season, in which case we will have to create Challenger division. It works differently than the other divisions. We won't talk about it right now because no one watching this probably cares yet. The lowest normal division is Bamboo. The next division up, I'm just going to keep going up. Next after that is Oak. Oak division making its mighty return to SpyParty Competitive League after, it's been like 2 or 3 seasons since we last saw Oak division?
I wasn't playing.
Yeah. After that, we have an entirely new division, Obsidian division, which is between Iron and Oak. Up above Obsidian, we have Iron, and then it's all normal from there on. We've got your Copper, you got your Bronze, you got your Silver, you got your Gold. You've got your Platinum, and that's it. Platinum is now the top division because I got rid of the other one because the other one was bothering me. So Diamond has been abolished, and no, Diamond hasn't been abolished. After that is Diamond, of course.
Yeah. So I want to emphasize that originally there was also going to be an aluminium or aluminum.
You're not English, Brodar. Yeah, there was originally going to be aluminum, but aluminum we ended up scrapping, and maybe, who knows, aluminum might make its appearance in season 6, but for now it's just Obsidian and Bamboo as the new divisions.
All right.
Perfect.
So I guess we'll just start off with Bamboo.
Mm-hmm. The fastest growing division.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. That's right. Both in real life and in the nature of the avatar of that division.
All right. So I just brought up the list. We got everybody in there. I really don't know any of these players.
Yeah, normally I would take this opportunity to talk about like some of the narratives that might go on in this division, the history of some of these players, but I don't know any of these folks really. So I just ranked mine by which usernames I like the best, and I'm sure I'm sure you all did more or less the same. So have at it, guys.
All right. Who wants to go first? Let's just go with order. I go in the order.
Yeah.
On the screen.
And we will also only be doing the top 3 for each division until we get to gold, because there are just too many people.
Yep.
And on my list, number 1 has to be High, because that is the objectively best name on this list.
Also, Kletos, I think you're missing one person.
Yes, you're missing the second.
You're missing my top pick.
Oh, was that an actual person?
Oh no!
Yes, that was. We confirmed that was an actual person who actually is playing SpyParty.
That's
and their username is /Steam, the best username of all time.
Yes, that's great. The username. Yeah, I wasn't sure as well. I was like, is their username just like a blank and then /Steam?
No, we did research. We figured it out. /Steam is a real player. Look out for
bought it.
Steam.
Did they buy it on SpyParty.com?
I don't know. I don't know how they did it. I don't know why they did it. But their username is /Steam.
There they are. Yeah. So I'll just run through /Steam is my second choice, and then after that is Infamous Cupcake, because I was hungry when I made this list.
Yeah, good call.
I guess I'll go next then, since I am next up, left to right, top to bottom. For me, I don't know. Similar to you, I don't know many of these names, but I do know one. I have seen exactly one of them in lobby like 2 or 3 times, and that is criteria for me. And for me, Infamous Cupcake gets my number 1 in this in Bamboo. As for the second and third, well, those were harder to pick. I'm going with Fimigan. Fimigan. It's Phimegan
If I make
as my second pick, and I'm gonna go with the dark horse C_line as my third pick. I know that I don't
Whoops.
think anyone else would
Go
have
wrong.
picked C_line just because it doesn't seem to be that great of a name stacked up to some of these monsters. But I think C-line's a real dark horse.
Whoops. Oh no, this is all messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were Infamous Cupcake, and then what was it, Femigan?
Yep, and then C_line is my dark horse for number 3.
Perfect. So next comes Caleb. Well, your pick.
So number 3, we had a few different possibilities. It was a really close call between Fluffy Tragedies and just the word high. But we're going so a little bit for those asking in the chat what the format of this event is. SCL has a 13-week long regular season. The various divisions play either single or double round robins. We do single round robins in the lower divisions and double round robins in the higher divisions. After that, there is a postseason, and we promote people, we demote people, and someone wins. And so back to my picks. So it was between High and Fluffy Tragedies. I went with High just because that's great. For number 2, I do indeed have /Steam because that's a great username, and the chances of that person being like, I don't know, Sawchuck in disguise seems pretty high, or something like that. And then number 1 is Infamous Cupcake, who is actually the only player I have actually heard of. And
and you were doing this in reverse order. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going low to high. So yes, Infamous Cupcake is the only player I have actually heard of and sort of know who they are. So Infamous Cupcake, you got this, easy peasy.
All right. So I will go low to high as well. My third place, I went with Congo Johnny 5, just because, it's a good movie. I'm just going to go Johnny 5, because I know that's not going to all fit. And then second place, I also went with Infamous Cupcake. That is a really strong name, but not quite as strong as Fluffy Tragedies in my book. Though /Theme might have been on there had I known that was a real name.
That's what gets you.
Yeah,
You don't realize it's coming.
Yeah, it was so sneaky and stealth, and I just didn't see it coming.
He's already finished all his missions, and you don't even know you're playing someone.
Yep. Okay.
All right, perfect. So that is Bamboo. Anything else you want to comment on Bamboo?
I don't know who any of these people are. I don't have a look at that.
They're all fairly new people.
Azu is my sleeper. AZU, that's my sleeper. Sleeper pick, right there.
Yeah. Our predictions are probably going to be way off because we did not do it by other factor than the ability of their names.
Yeah. I almost picked Fluffy Tragedies. I love that name. That's a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're my 4th place pick.
So don't feel sad if we didn't pick you, and prove us right. Up next is Oak, the objectively best division in SCL.
Yep, and here too, we don't have a lot of information on any. I actually have less information here than I had in Bamboo.
I have more information here than Bamboo. I know more of the players. I knew one in Bamboo. I knew like 3 here. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Voter, lead us off.
Go for it.
As the alumni of Oak in here,
well placed to give us the Oak wisdom.
Yes. Everyone in Oak is a winner, which means that I predict a 13-way tie for Oak. But I do.
Tie. Is that possible?
I think so. I haven't done the numbers. I do want to emphasize though. OK! ! As being one of the best names in Oak.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, so
It is great.
Wodar, is
It's
that actually your pick, or are you wasting your time?
Yes.
Let's go.
all right, is that
That
third?
is my pick.
So are you
Wodar
doing?
says 13-way tie.
Are
There
you
go.
starting at third
Moving
place
on.
or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Opie,
okay.
go ahead.
Okay. So one of our predictions is a 13-way tie. Sure. Well, I'm gonna go down the list of the players I know based on how often I've seen them. So first off, Tortuga Man is coming in first place for me. I've seen them the most in lobby before. Number 2 is Steel Fino. If you pronounce that 3 as an E, that is. I assume you do. And then my number 3 is Mosby Architect.
Do you know anything about any of these players, Opie?
I don't know much about their styles, but I have seen them playing. I know they have a few. I'm pretty sure they have more games than most of the rest of the people
Oops,
in this division,
I
just
screwed
because
up
they've
again.
been around. They've been around for a little while longer. They haven't played as much, and they don't really talk in the community, but they do have a little bit more experience, and that's why I
Yep.
place them above.
All right.
All right.
I will go next. Number 3, I have Storm in all caps.
Yep.
Number 2,
And this is okay. Yes, you're going.
yes, I'm going low to high is how I'm going to do it.
Storm.
Storm, because all caps is strong.
Yep.
Number 2, we have OK with 3 exclamation points. And then number 1, I'm going with the Ordinary player. And I have inside information on the Ordinary player. And that is that in verifying all these players, I ended up looking at a lot of their Steams, and I'm going to pick the Ordinary player. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on.
All
right.
Are you insinuating that they're a Smurf, Kaylee?
No, they are not a Smurf. They are not a Smurf.
Okay.
All right. So similar line of reasoning. Best names first. But for third place, I went with Flufflebutts. That's an excellent name, but not. I mean, I don't know. Storm in all caps. I don't know that has a nice ring to it for whatever reason. So I went with that for second place, and first place, as a lot of other people, I went with OK.
Okay, it's good.
Yep, OK is very good.
Moving on up then to Obsidian, if you're ready, Kletos.
Just about.
Huh?
Oh, I gotta remember that aluminum is not real.
Aluminum is not real.
Okay,
Not yet. So
I'm ready.
once again for Obsidian, I do not know many people here except.
Well, here I know a good number of folks.
Good.
Yeah, we have a pretty good number of names that are familiar to me anyway here.
Yes, yes.
Do you want to start us off then, Caleb?
Go for it.
Yeah, sure. So we've got Kevin O. I've seen play a bunch of games. Pixel Bandit I've seen play a bunch of games. Silverthorn was a placement player. JD105 I don't know. Alt F4 I don't know. Great username though. Sergio C89 I am familiar with. I have seen Sergio C play a few times. Active on the Discord. T-Flame and Andy, of course, recent streamers, so they've been playing a lot on stream. Ascend Beyond, I am familiar with. Gasol, I don't know, but is in all caps. The Headhunter and Vladdy, I do not know. Julius B, I do. But
Wait,
just the littlest bit.
Is Kevin Owens?
I doubt it.
Could be.
KO Nation?
No hijacking the stream with extraneous sports league information. Let's begin with our predictions.
Yes.
Go ahead, Wodar.
Yeah, I am going to start with number 1 is the one person I know, which is T-Flame.
Okay.
The one person you don't know Sergio?
I do not know Sergio. You would be surprised about how many people I don't know. After that is KO Nation, Kevin O. And then Ascend Beyond is just a great name because I'm still using that for my factor.
All right. Yep. Awesome name. I agree.
Guess I'm going next.
Yep. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, T-Flame, playing a lot, talking a lot, streaming a lot. We get to see some interesting plays out of them, and they're just the most active. And seems like activity I weigh very heavily when evaluating who I think is going to be doing well. That'll actually show, especially later on in my predictions. But number 2, I'm gonna go with Silverthorn. Silverthorn, um, uh, placed in Obsidian, has the most games out of anybody here, and even though hasn't been too active as of recent, I think that game count is definitely way more effective than at higher divisions where game counts can sometimes not tell the full story as much. And with my last pick, I'm sorry, I got to snub Sergio here. Ascend Beyond is my number 3. Sergio, you're my number 4. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
My number 3, I had to struggle between T-Flame and Ascend Beyond. Those players both seem very good to me, and I'm kind of guessing between these two. I have seen T-Flame play a little more, and just solely based on that, I could easily be wrong. I'm going with T-Flame for the number 3 position. For the number 2 position, I'm going with Sergio C89. Sergio is getting pretty good, and I expect great things out of Sergio this season. And then number 1, I am going with Andy VX, ANDI VX. That player is very good and is learning a lot about the game from what I can see. And so I'm going to go with Andy for number 1.
All right, and then that leaves me. Let's see. All right, here we go. For number 3, I don't know a lot of these people, but Silverthorn, very good name. You made my number 3 spot, only because I am somewhat familiar with the number 2 and number 1. I put Ascend Beyond as number 2. Seemed like a pretty good player. Clearly, it's not just the name that got me to pick them in number 2 spot. Number 1, I went with Sergio. I know they are very active. I've seen them playing and seen them in the Discord a lot. So yeah, I think they can do pretty well.
Moving on up, then, we will head to Iron Division. And Iron Division is the first division we have where more or less all the players were in SCL last season. These are going to be your players who were eliminated early in the bracket of the Challenger Division last season. But before you let that fool you into thinking that they were the bottom players in Challenger, a lot of them did very well in the regular season before being bounced early in the bracket. So look out, because there are some killers in this division for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. And from that, to balance out my predictions of just doing it purely by names, I'm now just going to do it purely by the rankings from last season. Because
there's no in between with Wodar.
I do think that actually, because they went through a very long swing, so that's a pretty good indicator of skill, at least back when SCL4. Which means that my number 3 pick is, I should have figured out how to say this guy's name. DBD
Miz, yes.
DBDK mistake. After that is RTA, and then number 1 will be Portal Freak.
Okay.
Because that is the ordering that these people appear in from last season.
In my case, I'm kind of preferring more recent results, and that means Winter Cup. And Kote did, pretty darn well for a newer player. They weren't. I actually I don't know if they were in LCL last season, but
All right.
they did fairly well in the Winter Cup. Got to the round of 16, if I remember correctly. And that's just a good performance for a newer player, and I'm gonna put them number 1.
The players in this division who are not in SCL last season are Howie, Gabriel, Cotty. I think Orak was in. I don't remember. And Ranmilia, I believe.
All right. Well, my number 2 is Orak.
All right.
And my number 3 coming in, barely skating in at number 3 here, Portal Freak. As far as the games I've watched from SCL4 out of Challenger, I felt that Portal Freak performed the best in the games I watched. I have watched some of the other games from DBDK Magic Duer, etc. but I just felt like Portal Freak did the best, and so I'm gonna give him number 3.
Yep. Number 3 was a very difficult call for me. It was between Orak, Cotty, and the Smitty, believe it or not, as well as Portal Freak. So a 4-way tie, I guess I should say. The one I ended up going with was Orak for number 3. Orak's got impressive recent performances. Number 2, I am going with RTA. RTA really improved a lot, especially towards the end of last season. RTA's hopefully been training all off season and is ready to come in hot and get a good result in Iron. And number 1 is DBDK Mez. DBDK Mez has been very solid throughout. Sort of had bad luck in the bracket. Yeah, can we standardize? We're going 3 to 1, 1 to 3. We can all go 1 to 3 since we're all preferring that. Even though it's definitely the less suspenseful way to do it. I am going to go with DBD K-Mez for number 1. Very strong player. Could do very well, I think.
All right. And then my own picks here. I'll start with number 1 now. I actually went with Magic Door. I remember them
Magic
being
Door.
a pretty
good
strong player in the last season and just in general. So I think they have a chance. And second place, I put Portal Freak. Also was a strong player. And then third place, I actually did go with this Smitty.
And who can blame you? Very strong player indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're getting into the divisions where we're just going to keep saying they're all really strong because
Yes.
At this point, if you are above Iron, you are pretty good basically, and if you are above like Bronze, you are really really good. So don't mind us being extremely repetitive. On we go then to Copper. Copper actually should mostly be familiar, I would assume, to all the people who are making predictions.
Yes.
The only really newcomers that I see that are totally new, perhaps, are going to be maybe Ninja Fairy, Calvin Schoolage, and K-Mars, who all got here. Iggy is new to Copper, but Iggy was in last season. K-Mars, Calvin Schoolage, Ninja Fairy, the only new folks in this division, all placement players, and then the rest we all know them. And I think K-Mars, K-Mars is no, I said K-Mars already. Yeah, there we go. We're good. Go ahead.
All right. So my number 1 for Copper is going to be Quicklime. This mostly because I played Quicklime recently, and I liked what I saw. I think they can do well in this division.
Oh yeah.
After that is Human Kirby, because I know them. I know that they can play well, and I see them in the chat right now.
No.
So
the bias,
good quality of player to be in the chat right now.
No, my number 3 is going to be like the collective of the placement players, but I'm going to use Ninja Fairy as the representative, just because I think that the ninja players, I think that the placement players are going pretty well in the divisions that they're going to be placed in, not because they're placed in bad divisions, but just because they've shown that they are willing to put in the effort. And SCL really rewards effort.
It does.
Yeah.
All right. I will move on. My number 1 pick is going to shock y'all.
Oh boy, shocking time.
My number 1 pick is Belial. Belial to win Copper for me.
I mean,
it's you're not all super shocked, but like maybe y'all are gonna think like maybe not number 1, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. That's what you're all thinking right now. I'm gonna pick Belial. Belial, I think, is much stronger now than Belial was in season 4. So I think that Belial is gonna wreck face. Number 2 is Max Edward Snacks. I am going to pick Max Edward Snacks for number 2. Working hard, putting in the effort, as we've talked about with previous players. Max Easy Snacks. That's right. I've got recent combat experience against Max Snacks in the Winter Cup, and Max is scary. Y'all don't sleep on Max. All right. Number 3, it was between Human Kirby and this player, and I ended up going with this player. And I went with Kmars 133. Kmars 133 really impressed in placement matches. And I think maybe, if anything, not that I would dare to criticize the Star Chamber, but if anything, might be slightly underrated by the Star Chamber. So
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Kmars
Jesus.
133.
Ooh.
The Star
Wait,
Chamber is
Kaylee.
known for less.
Kaylee, are you criticizing yourself?
I mean-
why would you say I'm criticizing myself?
Kaylee's not the Star Chamber.
I am not the Star Chamber. No one knows what the Star Chamber is.
All right, Opie.
I mean, literally all that happened today, when I got the Star Chamber decisions, I just got these like these Vanta black spray painted envelopes, and so that it looked like a void in the like a rip in the fabric of space time. And then I opened it, and it bled slightly, and I heard like a slight scream, like far off, like as though it were miles away. And then I opened it, and it just had the Star Chamber placements in it.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's intense. Star Chamber's
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah, I didn't know the
yeah.
universe was that into SpyParty
Yep.
SCL placements.
Yep.
Right. Okay,
Okay,
so
go for it.
yeah, Kaylee, your pick is not really as shocking as you might think it is, because I've also got Belial as number
Very
one.
very nice indeed.
And from here on out, it gets so difficult, though. It's
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
here
Good luck. These
has
people
played a lot of games, is relatively active, and has some known skill.
Yeah, I mean, like number 1,
so-
Alex R, number 2, Sulseem, number 3, Tristram. No one would be surprised, right? Like, no one would be surprised. They could pick any random 3 people out of this, and it'd be fine. You'd be like, yeah, that could happen.
So yeah. So as you mentioned, Alex R, second pick for number 2. Not surprising. I would put him there. And my number 3, Kmars, sneaking in again at number 3. Just I think that Kmars has been playing a lot recently. I saw their placement matches because I watched them live, not because I'm part of the Star Chamber. But
Yep.
No, I am part of the Star Chamber. It's actually rigged. I put myself in gold.
Oh God.
I'm not saying you're
Don't
right or
let the-
wrong. I'm just saying if that's false, I would look out for the Star Chamber's secretive cabal of assassins that they are known to employ.
Right, of course.
They're on the way right now.
And they wouldn't kill me. They can't let Checker back in gold.
All right. Anyway, I'll go with my picks.
Moving on.
My picks
Moving
are
on to
actually
Oh, sorry, Cyclides.
my,
Yeah,
my
go
picks
ahead,
are somewhat similar to Wodar's. I put Quicklime as number 1. Very strong, very active player, and then I also, in fact, put Human Kirby as number 2. And then I had a similar logic with my third player of just being one of the placement players, because clearly they must all be pretty good to have made it up this high. But I went with Calvin Schoolage because that was a slightly better name in my opinion. And there we go. Now we can move on to
Bronze.
Bronze
is up next, climbing that ladder, and bronze is filled, but for the placement players, with people who are basically at the top, not the very, very, very top of Challenger, because that player is in silver. But other than that, the top of bronze, or not of bronze, of Challenger from last season. That's mostly who you're going to find in bronze, and oh boy, look out! These players are all very, very good. I know it's a cliche, but they are very, very good.
Yeah. So if I will start with my guesses, I'm going to once again use my logic from last time, and it's going to go down the list of Challenger, which means I have number 1, Pox, number 2, Turnip Boy, and number 3, Big Panting Pig, with a caveat that the placement players could break up this. But I don't have as much information on the placement players as I do with the Challenger.
All right. Let's move it on down to Opie Rights. Go ahead.
Yep, go for it.
Yeah, so bronze. Now you're really getting into the what the heck? Why are all these players so good? How can I rank these players? But I think that my number 1 is going to be Rio. He, watching his placement matches live, of course, I thought he actually just underperformed in them, and he's a much better player than how he performed in his placement matches. And if he can get consistently playing like he did during Winter Cup, for example, I think he can definitely take bronze very easily. But that's not to say that there aren't other very strong players you could take as well. David W is my second pick, very active player, also played in Winter Cup, won the Taeyen tournament, so got some skill on the new venues. And for number 3, I'm going to go with someone who proved their worth in Challenger last season, in Turnip Boy. A very consistent sniper, in my opinion. Someone who could definitely take home some strong wins.
All right. And up next after that is me. Number 1 for me is Pox. Pox is deadly. I tend to value long-term results. I'll weight them a little more, even if they're a little older. And Pox consistently was crushing people in Challenger last season. Consistently. Just constant strong play. Only could have gotten better since then. Pox is a really number 1 pick for me. Pretty easy. Number 2, I am going to go with Rio. Rio has recent, very strong play. Again, a little inconsistent. Like can sometimes play a little bit more loose, but when playing tight, can take down more or less anybody. It's got to be Rio for number 2. Number 3 was a decision between David W and this player is Bit Banding Pig. I am going with Bit Banding Pig, who again is a little bit of an up and down player over the history of their career so far. But the ups are very, very high, and I like that upside. So I'm going to go with Bit Banding Pig for number 3.
All right, and then I shall go. I think we all got a lot of similar names up here. I think I followed right along with that. I put Turnip Boy as my number 1. Really fantastic results last season. That mainly what put him there, and then Pox is my number 2. So not much of a surprise. And actually, Rio gets the appearance in at least 3 of our predictions. Yeah, actually, almost everybody's got 3 except poor Bit Banding Pig. Yep. All right, there we go. Rio.
No.
Or Ryu, as
you
call it.
mispronounce.
Yeah.
Moving on up then.
Silver.
Anyway.
Silver, yes indeed.
God,
Silver is this is the first division where you start going like, I don't really want to be in that division. Silver is filled with people who are very, very strong, as I have said about several of the past divisions.
And also Checker.
So, yeah, and Checker. Filled with people who are very, very strong, and then there's Checker.
I mean,
I think basically if you pulled all 4 of us right now, we would all say that Checker's finishing last in this division.
I don't know. I've had I feel
you shouldn't make that bet.
I think he can do not last, but I'm not going to take that bet.
Now Checker did defeat SG Nerf last season, but I'm going to call fluke on that, and Checker would still be my last place. So the real question here is, so there are a lot of people who we want to know where they're at in Season 5, right? Dowsy probably is foremost among them. If you thought Pox was just trucking through Challenger, look at Dowsy, who isn't Dowsy in the top 10 of games played at this point, or he's getting there. He's getting really close. If he's not, yeah. The Dowsy just played 8 million games of SpyParty in April of last year, and was just constantly doing nothing but playing SpyParty for like 3 or 4 months straight. It seems like, and so Dowsy, you got to look out for. You got to look out for the placement players like Pofke. Like no one is going to think that Pofke is an easy win. Screwloose playing a lot recently. You've got Baldrick, who has been consistently climbing the ladder, but this is his first season without Marimo in his division, so I don't know if the Polish brotherly power depends on both of them being present in the division. You've got Giotti, who again has been a consistent ladder climber. You've got Matt. one of our placement guardians who looked really hot during those placement matches. A lot of people you could pick
Yeah,
here.
Matt won the vast majority of his placement matches against the placement players.
Yep. So let's start it off. What do you like?
Yeah, Matt even won against me when I was playing a make-believe placement match. But this is actually number one. I think is the easiest pick I've ever made, which is going to be Dow. Dow's is going to easily win this, in my opinion. Not because the people here are weak, but just because I think that he's like just a step above everyone else. After that,
Yeah.
After that, I think is it Pofka? Pofki?
Pofke,
I won't get that
I think.
correct.
It's like Pofka, I think is correct.
Pofka? Okay.
I believe.
Which, once again, is going to be my eternal placement prediction, is that placement players can put in the work. And once again, SCL really rewards people that put in the work. And then my final prediction that no one's going to think is going to happen is that the game's going to change halfway through because Czech and then Czech is going to get third place in Silver Division.
You're putting Checker in third?
Wait, you're putting Checker third?
I'm putting Czech
Why
at
do
third
we
because
ever
he
let
changes the
Wodar
game.
make these predictions?
Go ahead. He knows the game better than we do if he changes it.
I'm not sure that's even true, but
Yeah.
okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if there are multiple community members with more AI knowledge than he has.
I will say that Checker,
Covered
if he
AI.
wanted to, could know the game better than any of us, but so far he has not.
All right, go ahead, OP.
Yeah, so I kind of want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is Dowsy. Dowsy, extremely strong player, but the thing is, when he was dominating Challenger last season, he was playing an absurd amount of games all the time. Since then, he hasn't played much. I'm watching the stream and I see this thingy emote below Checker. Okay. Okay. And honestly, I can't put him in my top 3, but I'm gonna keep him as like, if he starts playing even to like half the amount of games that he was playing before, I think he can definitely take silver, top 2. In the meantime, though, my predictions are going to be as follows. Matt, ML726 is my first pick for top of silver right now.
Very good. For number 3, it was a very tough call for me between.
Wait. When
Go through all of my...
Yeah.
Oh,
Are we
sorry.
just going to
I thought
jump
you were done.
around?
I thought you were done.
He
Sorry.
started at 1.
I'm not looking
Yeah,
at this. I'm not
yeah,
looking.
right.
Sorry.
We're starting
I thought
at
that was your
1,
number 3. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Anyways, and number 2, I think it might be a little bit controversial, but I'm gonna put Minty Rug there.
All
Minty
right.
Rug, a placement player who has been playing a lot of games. Minty joined, the SpyParty community months after I did, and has actually already surpassed me in games. And that's like, I've played quite a few games.
I don't think anyone's
So-
going to tell you it's controversial to pick Minty Rug. Minty Rug's really good.
Yeah, Minty Rug is really good. Put in a lot of work. And for number 3, oh, it's so hard. This division is probably the hardest division I had to choose. But I'm gonna go with Giatti, JY, as my number 3. and say, literally anyone of, among Screwloose, Cartwright, Watermeat, Pofke, like literally any of these people could be up in the top 3, but this is just my prediction right now.
Fair enough. My number 1 prediction is Dowsy. I mean, I agree that Rusty Dowsy you got to look out for, and that could totally be a thing that sinks him. But man, it feels dumb to bet against Dowsy, doesn't it? I mean, like, what if he just starts playing a bunch again, which I feel like he will. I'm going to go with Dowsy. I think Dowsy's not a safe pick by any means, but is a strong pick. I think that's. I feel pretty good about that as maybe the best value for my money at this point. Number 2, I'm going with Giatti. Giatti has been a very consistent player. Giatti wins a lot, no matter where you put him so far. I don't think we know what Giotti's ceiling is yet. Number 3, I almost went with Matt, because Matt just constantly impresses, did really well in placement matches, but instead I took a can of Spam and I soaked it in a tub overnight, and now I have water meat. Water meat is number 3. Water meat is like Minty Rug. It's going to be hard to tell how they're going to fare against this level of competition. But I'm going to go with Water Meat just because I really like what I see recently from Water Meat, and that's going to be it for me.
All right, and then I shall go. Like many of the others here, I see Dousey as a really strong contender, and in fact, I put him in first. I know he'll be. I'm sure he's a little out of practice, but that's generally how I roll in SCL as well. And you pick it back up pretty quickly. It doesn't take too long to remember how to play this game. And if if he's as consistent as he was last season, I think he will take it. In second place, I actually put Baldric in.
I was hoping we would see Baldric in the predictions.
I think he'll be able to do pretty well.
Yeah.
And then finally, as actually only one other now, I'm actually sort of surprised. I put Matt in as number 3. Very very strong player. He's always doing well. Just improving at a pretty crazy rate, generally. Yep. And there we go. That is silver.
I will note that no one picked Screw Loose.
Screw Loose is up there. I think he's top half for me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I have too many problems with this spy, just personally. And I won't go into them here because I don't really want to trash talk anybody on stream. But I have a few problems with this spy. It's somewhat exploitable. And I think that anyone doing their due diligence of research can definitely do some work there.
I could see Screwloose making the top 3.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I can also see him not making the top 3. Unlike someone like Dowsey, which I think is for top 3.
Yeah. Screw Loose, I think, could make us potentially all look like fools. But in any event, on we go to the 3 Masters level divisions, starting with Gold, and we are going to predict the entire ranking order for Gold. Gold consists of the 6 people you see on your screen. We've got recent Gold promotees. Wodar, you were in Silver last season, right?
I hope so.
I think the only people who are in Gold now who weren't in Gold before, maybe
Flush.
Yeah, I think Flush was in Gold, and I think Turnout.
Yeah, I believe.
Wasn't Turnout demoted? Or
you might be right. I don't remember, but the totally new people who weren't even in this vicinity are lazy and opioids because they're placement players. Everybody else, pretty much a long time SCL player at this point as we go up the chain. So go ahead, Wodar. Who do you like?
Oh, let me correct. Turnout was in Silver, so he was promoted with me.
All right.
Royal Flush was the only one that was in Gold. Okay, so I'm going to start from the bottom going up to build suspense. Royal Flush is going to be on the bottom.
Okay, let's all go from bottom to top then. If that's what.
Sure.
Everyone from bottom to top. Flush is on the bottom because someone has to be on the bottom.
Yeah.
These are all good players. These are all people that can beat a lot of the people in the lower divisions.
Yep.
And some people in the higher. But someone has to come last.
Yep.
After that, I have Yeesh.
Okay.
Yeesh. I know.
Yeesh.
You did not like that Winter Cup performance. Jeez.
No. Winter Cup doesn't exist in my unit.
That's right. It's not canon. Not canon for Wodar.
Followed by Turnout 8. And then after that comes the 2 placement players. Bear and then Opie above because Opie's with me right now.
Buttering me up, man.
Yeah. And number 1, surprising everyone, is person who's come from the bottom, from Oak League, has made the longest trek in SCL history up to Gold on his way to Platinum.
And he's going to win it.
What's the name of this person, Wodar?
I think it's Wodar. There might be a 9 somewhere.
Is it Wodar 9? Is it Wodar or Wodar 9? I don't remember.
It's Wodar's second name. We'll all use all 32 bits. Oh my god, out of nowhere. The ult that no one saw coming.
I have a third ult that no one's seen yet. So we'll
So
see.
Wodar, is this a troll pick, or do you feel like you have the measure of these folks?
I could I feel like I have the shackles taken off Kaylee.
Wodar Unchained. The
Oh,
one
no.
thing that I've always
Because
said.
Teetery.
The one thing I've always Teetery's not in the division. Look, so Wodar is definitely he's released from
Yes.
that ongoing war.
I'm
Teetery,
not
of course,
cursed anymore.
Wodar's longtime rival. Like those two have had some epic matches in the history of SCL. They've been promoted together forever. I will say this about you, Wodar, and this is my constant line on you in competitive throughout, and that is you play to the level of your competition so far. Is what I have seen. When you were in Oak, you were making some Oak plays from time to time, my friend.
Yeah,
but I
because
think
Oak plays are amazing plays.
yeah, they are amazing. I will agree with that specific adjective and no others. But as you climb the ladder, you play against strong competition. You really play to their level, and you've been playing a long time, and you're a very, very strong veteran when you be. And so I don't disagree.
I also definitely want to open the door for OP to let himself place himself first.
There you go.
By posing myself first. So there's he doesn't feel awkward if he does it. And on that, what do you think, OP?
Yeah, going from top to bottom, obviously I'm first. No, I'm joking. I'll go from bottom to top.
Yep.
At the bottom for me, Turnout 8. His performance in Winter Cup was just not good. I am aware that Turnout 8 is a good player that has before shown strong performances, but their Winter Cup was just not up to par, and especially not up to gold par, in my opinion. Coming up next is going to be Royal Flush for me. At 5th place. Royal Flush. Good player, hasn't been playing much, and as I might have said earlier, I value activity. And number 4, taking a page out of someone's book, I'm gonna put myself.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Boo! Boo this man. This is the worst kind of prediction.
The worst kind of prediction where I'm humble.
Yes.
I should actually just put myself first. Yeah, but Lazy Bear beat me in the 3rd place match of Winter Cup, and while I think that was really that match turned on some very tiny things, and it could have gone the other way easily, it's definitely hard to say I am strictly better than him right now. And since he is my 3rd place pick, well, I can't exactly put myself much higher. But coming in number 2, I'm gonna put Wodar. Wodar is a very strong player, obviously, sitting right next to me, metaphorically speaking.
And physically. Right next to you.
Oh no! Don't turn around.
And then of course that leaves number 1 to be Yeesh. Yeesh, a very, very scary player.
Yeah.
Who and honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea what you're doing over there, Wodar, putting Yeesh at number 5. But Yeesh is just super scary. And I'm personally going into this division, I know I'm gonna have a lot of work to do if I want to make top 2. So
Very good.
That's mine. Yeah.
Number 6 for me is pretty easily Royal Flush. Royal Flush. Well, Royal Flush got over promoted back in SCL Season 3, and has kind of been suffering a little bit ever since. So Royal Flush, I think, is not quite at the level of this division. Good player, but again, very rusty too. Doesn't play with much frequency, and again is just ranked a little higher than perhaps he should be at this point. Number 5 is Turnout 8. Turnout 8 is a long time veteran, I think, who's been playing since the closed beta, but is just hasn't been showing himself to be the class of the division, I guess. Well, not the division, but really that elite level of competition in recent events. So Turnout 8, I think is better by some distance than Royal Flush, but I think is going to suffer against these top level competitors. I'm gonna do the thing where you point at your eyes with 2 fingers and then point back at the other person, and point back at your own eyes and the back of the other person, and put Opie Rights at number 4. I think Opie's very good. Opie, I think, is about correctly ranked, like in the dead middle of gold. I think the Star Chamber did a great job there. It's tough to say though. There's some really strong players in this division, and Opie writes, I think, right about the dead middle of it. Coming up next after that, we have Yeesh. I'm putting Yeesh number 3. Yeesh, it was hard not to put him number 1, but you have to pick someone to not win the division. And just based mostly on what I've seen recently, Yeesh is going to be number 3. Number 2 is Wodar. Wodar is number 2. I would not be surprised if Wodar won. I think we all agree that Wodar is very high up in this division. Number 1, I'm going to pick Lazy Bear. Lazy Bear has really impressed me recently. This is a little bit of a dark horse pick, to be sure. I think maybe conventional wisdom doesn't quite favor Lazy Bear. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Lazy Bear just trucks and runs through and does very well. So those are my picks.
All right, and my picks pretty similar to a lot of the others here. I'm putting Royal Flush at the bottom, followed by Turnout 8. Of course, they're both very excellent players. I mean, they are in gold for a reason, but it's just they just don't seem to play that well in competitive matches. I don't know if it's nerves or something else, but that's where I imagine they're going to be. And then, as a lot of others have picked, I'm putting Felicaster Opie in 4th place. Seems to be a popular position. And then, so top 3, pretty similar on a lot of ours. I'm putting Yeesh as my 3rd place finisher. And then, switch it up from Kaylee, I'm putting Lazy Bear in 2nd. And then our good old Wodar. I think Wodar can do it. I believe.
Yeah, the curse is broken.
I think if you summed everyone's predictions, that Wodar would basically be the top player. Basically, everyone agrees that Wodar is going to be number 2.
Wodar is on average placed at 1.5 in this division. From our predictions. Let's see. I myself am 14 divided by 4, whatever that is, 3.6.
Yeah, I mean, the consensus here is sort of basically Turnout and Flush in the bottom in some order. Only Wodar has one of them even as high as 4th.
See,
and then on up from there.
I'm just going to go on a very short tangent right here and explain to both you, Kaylee, and Opie that these predictions are the perfect place to put yourself first. Because if you put yourself first, everyone just says, oh, of course you put yourself first. So even if you lose, that's the argument. So there's no downside to putting yourself first in your own predictions.
Unless you lose.
Be wrong.
No, the predictions in my heart are me first. That's what
put
I'm
those
looking
down
for.
on paper.
But what if putting yourself first causes you to lose?
That doesn't make sense at all, Kaylee.
Well, I've never put myself first, and I've done really well. All right, go ahead. On we go to Platinum.
Yes. Or Slappy,
really well
Slappy Davis's Platinum, as I like to call it.
Slappy's Plat.
Yep. Yep, he has been in Platinum for every season, and he's also finished.
Yep. Slappy is one of the, other than Diamond, which has a few people in it, which have always been there. Slappy is, I think, the only person to have stayed in the same division throughout all 5 seasons of SCL, other than the few Diamond folks.
And he's finished in the top 2 on almost all of them. The only exception was last season, where I think the only reason he didn't finish in the top 2 is because he couldn't finish all his games.
Yep. All right, what are our predictions? Go.
Yeah. All right. Starting from the bottom, it's going to be my favorite player. Well, one of my favorite players in Platinum is Scally.
Scallions.
Yeah. I don't have confidence. I'm sorry, Scally. But maybe if you pick Orange Dress more often, you'd win more. After that, this is going to be hard.
If Old Art was in SCL, like, Scallions immediately becomes our top pick, right? Because then he has access to his true power.
Exactly. After that, this is going to be really hard to say, but I think it's Banana. This might be incorrect, because I've seen Banana do very, very well in previous seasons. But someone has to come in for it.
The last camper. Or the second to last camper.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can call banana. You're
Yuan, yeah. Yuan comes after that. Followed by, I think Slappy's going to be going to do slightly better this season and going to get third place instead of fourth place. And then after that, I think we're going to get the Falcon Head Ponoob playoff with Ponoob coming in first in regular season. Because they've been doing that since, like, Silver. They were not in Bronze, correct?
This is gonna continue all the way up until Diamond.
Yeah,
That's how you upset Crazy Kayla. You get Ponoob and Falcon Hit and Diamond.
Exactly. I think this is going to continue until I'm proven otherwise. Because I think they can get up to Diamond. Diamond might be tricky just because Kaylee is Kaylee. And they're going to have a hard time beating Kaylee. But until then, it's going to be Ponoob, Falcon Head on the top.
All right. Well, in my case, I've got some similar, some different. At my number 6, I've got Scallions as well. Just
Prove us wrong, Scallions.
Yeah, exactly. Prove us wrong, Scallions. You know, obviously, no one in Platinum is going to be a bad player.
Yeah,
but
just as a reminder, last season I was predicted at the bottom and near the bottom in most of them, and I came in first. So you can prove prove the predictors wrong. It does happen.
Number 5, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to break up the Ponoob Falcon Hit right now. Falcon Hit's gonna be number 5.
Wow.
Falcon Hit's hitting his peak. Or it just hasn't been active recently. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, as I said, I do like to favor less history, more activity, and that's been borne out in all of my predictions so far, and it'll continue being so. At my number 4 pick, Bananaconda. Strong player, strong camper.
Mm-hmm.
But not quite good enough, I think, to make the top 3, which will be number 3, Slappy Davis. Slappy Davis is an incredibly intelligent player. However, I don't think they've actually been playing enough recently. Like, I think if Slappy Davis were more active, like the kind of commentary that Slappy Davis has on this game and the way he thinks about it is just so intelligent. He just doesn't play enough, isn't active enough, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll play a bunch of games while SCL is going on, but as of recently, no, not really. Number 2, I think, is going to be Yerund. Yerund, a very good player, and relatively active. But you'll find that the number 1 pick for me, who I think we can get to by process of elimination at this point, is the person who played I don't know how many matches was it against placement players to warm up for SCL.
And basically crushed all of them, by the way.
Yeah. I only
not crushed.
Lost
some of them were close, but won the vast majority.
Yeah, Ponoob only lost one of his matches in placement games.
The one person I have a winning SEO record on is going to get top. Yeah. Not many people remember this, but I have a winning record against Ponoob.
It shall be noted. All right.
How many were ties, Furby? Let me check. I think there were like 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. Not many ties.
Not many ties.
Ponoob did really well in the placements, to my understanding.
He did very well. He went however, like X 3 and 1. No, 1 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
X being total number -4.
All right, on we go to me. I am going to concur with all of you and put Scallions in 6th. Scallions is strong, but like Platinum is just really, really, really strong. So I think Scallions in 6th is pretty non-controversial. My 5th place is maybe a little bit controversial. Slappy Davis in 5th place for me. I think there are just too many recently strong players who have been promoted, and they're just going to push Slappy down a little bit, I think, from where he's historically finished. Number 4, this player is the hardest player to place in this whole division. This player could finish 1st. This player could finish last. I'm going to put them 4th, and that is Falcon Hit. Falcon Hit 4th for me. Yeah, I don't know. I just other than Pawn Noob, I don't have a lot of information on how Falconet's going to perform against these players. I don't know what the style matchups, which it gets increasingly important as we go up the ladder. I don't know how the style matchups are going to go for Falconhead against the rest of these folks. This will be a really interesting season. This is going to be the really interesting season for Pawn Noob as well, and Yerend and a few others, because this is where these like rising stars who have been like just completely, slingshotting their way up the ladder are going to run into some for real competition. I mean, not that lower divisions aren't also for real, but some for real competition. So this is the show us what you got season for a lot of these folks, for sure. Number 3 is Yerend for me. Yerend, ultra strong player. Man, hard not to put him first, honestly. But just more my number 1 and number 2 picks are going to be the ones that I think are going to pull it out. And so Yerend down to number 3, wouldn't be surprised to go higher. Number 2, Bananaconda. Bananaconda is one of the last true campers in SpyParty. It's basically me and Banana holding it down. Ever since Scientist left, it's been a very, very lonely experience. I've been impressed with how Bananaconda has developed recently. So there's camping, and then there's true camping, extremely advanced camping. And I think that Banana has learned much about the art of really advanced camping. And so
Interesting.
that skill, obviously, I consider to be slightly important. And so I am going to go with Banana second. And I am going to concur with Pawn Noob number 1. I think Pawn Noob is just so good. Has a little bit of the Wodar thing where like he'll play down sometimes, but I think it's a much less of a problem for Noob than it is for Wodar sometimes. And I think that Noob, well, do you disagree? I mean, like it's sort of true, but I think Noob can lock it down and does a pretty good job during SCL of not having that be a problem for him. And when Pawn Noob is on, he's just really, really, really good. So that's what I'm going to go with. Go ahead.
All right, so I'll go with mine. As everyone else has for number 6, I put Scallions. Very strong player. I think Scallions can actually do really well, but just
there are just too many other really good players.
Exactly. This division's rough, and I do not currently have the faith in Bananaconda that Kaylee has. I'm putting him in 5th place. I mean, I think obviously with this division, it's really anybody's game. So I'm sure I'm going to be completely wrong with these, but that's how I see it for now. In 4th place, who did I put? Oh yeah, I put Urand. Once again, Urand could come in first or last. It's hard to say, but very strong middle finish there. And then 3rd place, I put Falconhead. Same reason as more or less everybody else. Strong player, but not quite as strong.
Sort of hard to read in this division. Sort of hard to read.
Really, this really is one of the roughest ones. And the final 2, it's went a lot of back and forth, but I ended up putting Pawn Noob in the second position. And the good old Slappy Davis.
Slappy Davis for Diamond.
I think
it's finally gonna happen.
I don't know if he's gonna. Yeah, actually. I mean, I don't know if he'll actually. I don't know if he'll be able to win the finals. I think he's gonna finish first in the regular season. I don't know if he's gonna be able to actually get promoted to Diamond though.
But he would auto promote though if he got first.
No, not in the old divisions still work like they used to. So yeah. So you still Slappy would have to beat Pawn Noob to get up in this scenario.
And if he doesn't beat Pawn Noob, then he would have to beat whoever is second to the last in
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I want to see Pawn Noob. I want to see Slappy in Diamond.
Slappy Davis for Diamond.
I do want to see that. I really do want to see that as well.
Yeah. All right.
But I want to still be in Diamond when that happens. Also,
Speaking of the worst division in the history of any esports league ever, let's
Hashtag
move on to
abolish?
Diamond.
oh no!
This
Yeah.
is
Don't
SCL5
remind me
Diamond.
that I'm here.
Oh god. Wait, hold on. Kletos isn't. Oh god.
Yes. We had 2 gold, 2 diamond people here. So no bias at all.
Yep.
Tell us about gold, Kaylee. What are some gold? Sorry, tell us about diamond, Kaylee. What's some
Okay, there we go.
diamonds?
There are a few people in Diamond. So this is an interesting thing in Diamond. I believe we've never had this happen in Diamond before. Everyone in Diamond this season has been in Diamond before. Usually that doesn't work because either it's the first season and no one's been in Diamond before, or someone recently demoted and recently promoted, so you're getting at least a little bit of change up. But Kletos won promotion into Diamond, and Magician got rescued by the Bloom drop. So Bloom is gone. That's the big thing that's different about Diamond. Bloom is
escaped.
gone, and so we have everybody. Yeah, Bloom took the way out. Man, he stood above that void and he just jumped off that precipice. Magician and Kletos both in Diamond this season. I'm not sure we've had Magician and Kletos.
Yeah,
in
we
the
have.
same-
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
we?
We were, I think.
Who,
Yeah,
had demoted? Who had demoted that first season you were in, Kletos? Who went?
It
down?
was me that went down. It was a really
No.
close
But
match.
who went down the season you went up?
Oh, I don't know who it was.
I don't remember either.
I don't remember. Yeah, either.
In any event, so all these players have been in Diamond before, so we've got a lot of detail on how these players do against one another. Kletos has sort of been bouncing back and forth between Diamond and Platinum. Too strong for Platinum. Back in Diamond with another shot at it. Magician. You know, I'm gonna start saying things that are spoilers for my picks. So let's just do picks. What are go ahead?
Yep.
Okay. To answer your question, Kaylee, it is season 3 when Kletos and Magician were both in Diamond.
Did we know who dropped? Who was
Yeah.
demoted in season 2? Oh, it was Scientist, wasn't it? Yeah, and Scientist just dropped, so that's why. Like, okay, got it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, Scientist unfortunately had a pretty bad season.
Yeah, but who would was it Magician that would have been demoted? I don't.
It would have been KCM.
Oh yeah.
Or actually,
Okay.
there's a 2-way tie between KCM and Blue. So
Okay.
it would be one of those two that got demoted.
They just didn't. They didn't play the match.
Whoever had like the better heads up.
Yeah.
Exactly. So on to my picks. I am going to continue my tradition of underestimating Kletos and put him into last place in Diamond. Now, I do have some like history for this because I think that Kletos is like just on the edge between Diamond and Plat, and that's why we see him bounce around between Diamond and Platinum. Good for Platinum, but just needs like one more bump up to be a competitor in Diamond. So he's going to be last year. After that is going to be Magician. Magician has struggled in the past, even though he has gone first in regular season, I think in the first season or second season. He is good, but he has struggled in recent times. After that is KCM. KCM is just a solid player, so he's going to get a solid position of 4th place. And next is going to be a toss-up between either Track being Track being 3rd or Bacon being 3rd. One of those two is either 3rd, 2nd, so I'm just going to put Track 3rd, Bacon 2nd. Both very solid and both can get into the fight against Kaylee postseason after Kaylee gets first. But once again, Kaylee will win this no matter what any of these people here predict. Kaylee's going to get first place because that's just how this thing rolls.
You might say it's rigged.
Yes, it's rigged because Kaylee's just too good.
Okay.
It's rigged by skill. The most insidious of riggings.
All right. Well, then it's into my predictions. I'm gonna have to put Magician at 6th. I'm sorry, Magician. I know you're in chat right now. But I think Magician is like the epitome of like the barrier between Platinum and Diamond. Better than Platinum, not really good enough for Diamond. Not these days at least. Magician had his season 2, but as of right now, I think like a Magician is still strong enough, has been constantly bouncing back and forth, and is that like top platinum, lowest of Diamond kind of area for me. Going up to number 5 is going to be Kletos. Kletos, rising from platinum, gonna have to prove himself in Diamond. He could do it, but it's Diamond, and Diamond is something else. So, and I don't think Kletos has ever seen the level of competition, except for when he was in Diamond.
Yeah, except the last
Before.
time I saw this.
Except the last time you were in Diamond, you have never seen this
Yeah.
kind of competition. And in the last time you were in Diamond, yeah.
Yeah, I think was I 5th. I mean, I think, or it was real close in the bottom.
I don't
last
recall.
season.
I don't recall. Yeah.
Coming in number 4 for me is going to be Canadian Bacon. I think middle of the pack here. Number 3, we have, once finalist KCM. And number 1 and number 2 are going to be, I think, the most exciting players to watch this particular season, because the top 2 I'm going to say are by cross elimination. It's Kaylee and Warning Track, but my ordering might be a bit off. Kaylee gonna put him 2nd below Track this season.
Oh my god, don't do this. What are you doing? We have great history of showing that Kaylee's going to get first place.
Trends can be broken, and I think Track is the one to do it, if anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, before you get into that, Kaylee, OP, do you think that Kaylee or Track's going to win postseason then?
Postseason?
Yeah, is this your regular season?
This is my postseason. I think that I think that actually it might end up being Track's 2nd postseason. During the actual season, but postseason, I think Track can take the finals.
Okay,
is really what I'm.
I mean, Warning Track did hand Kaylee a loss last season.
Yes, he did,
and it was an impressive match.
It was a very good match. Yeah.
Yeah, and yes, I know I'm being informed.
So I don't think it's too crazy to think that Warning Track could finish in 1st. It's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
All right, go ahead,
Kaylee. On to me. I'm going with Kletos in 6th, with apologies to Kletos. You got it. Like my long-standing hazing. My dogs are barking too. My long-standing hazing rule in Diamond is I pick you to finish last until you don't, or until you stay in Diamond for more than one season. So Kletos last. You're just being hazed once again. In 5th place, I'm going to go with Magician. I am still waiting for season 2 to Magician to come back, because that Magician. I mean, both Magicians are really good, but like season 2 Magician just obliterated people, and I think had one of the best finals that I've ever played. That was a tough match, and Magician could have very easily won it. I want to see Magician do better than 5th, but it's just look at the other players, for God's sake. Now 4th place. All right, 4th place.
I wonder who it'll be.
4th place. Okay. Let's talk about my performance in SCL for a little while.
Objective performance.
I have won 4 straight seasons of SCL.
You have won
since this event has started. I have literally won every. So I'm going to give Wodar what he wants, and I'm gonna do like a self-hype take right here.
Ooh.
I have won 4 straight seasons. I have won 2 Summer Cups. I won the Winter Cup. I did really, really badly in the Tan tournament. I am still the king of Spy on the Hill. Still have not been thrown off that, because Wodar literally ended that event because I could not be defeated.
Thrown off.
All right, and that is why I am not 4th place this year.
Oh,
not 4th place.
gonna be
Fourth
third.
place is KCM. Fourth place is KCM, and that's terrible because KCM is arguably the best player in SpyParty. But the other players are a little bit hotter. So fourth place KCM. Third place Crazy Kaylee. Third place.
Yeah, I
Crazy.
knew it.
There you go.
Crazy
After,
Kaylee.
after 4 straight seasons of winning, I get a bump of 1. I get bumped. Maybe SCL 10, 11, I'll make it up to second place if I keep winning. KCM, but yeah, KCM just hasn't been active enough, I think, lately. I don't know. It's hard to say with KCM. Like KCM could be in his lab, like doing a bunch of stuff. Like KCM scares me. Like ever since the season 3
KCM
finals,
has
I've been deeply afraid.
KCM has the spiciest tech.
He really, KCM, but beyond just the spiciest tech, I think, like, besides just that, like, fun moment, like, KCM does a lot of, everyone here does a lot of research and a lot of studying. And KCM's work ethic is one of his deadliest weapons. Second place is going to be Bacon. And first place is going to be Warning Track. Bacon is consistently going to be at the top of Diamond, no matter who you put in Diamond. I think Bacon will be like, you could put literally anyone in Diamond, and Bacon would basically always be top 3 somewhere. In my predictions. I don't care who you put. You can pick names out of a hat. If you put them in Diamond with Bacon, Bacon's going to.
I feel like names out of a hat and putting people in Diamond like that would probably be weaker than any Diamond we've had so far.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you can pick whoever you want. There's no one who can throw Bacon out of the top 2 or 3. I think. Mm-hmm. And I have Warning Track number 1. Warning Track did extremely well in Diamond last season. A little bit of a wavering performance during the Winter Cup, but I think a lot of it's down to nerves. Warning Track, I think now that he's a little more comfortable in Diamond and has a little bit more of the feel for it and a little bit of the legs under him now, I expect him to do extremely well.
I'd like to point
in answer to Wodar's question, who's going to win, I think Track is your Season 5 champion. That is all.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that Track's losses against both myself and Aberar in Winter Cup are come against players who are not easy to research. There is like, especially at the time, both me and Abear did not have many games competitively played. You know, I had my group stage games, and that was pretty much it. He played the Bear in groups, and a Bear made it to finals, right? So,
yep.
And like, Warning Track's scariest ability, I think, is to really just zero in on what your weaknesses are, and just abuse them over and over and over, and to take that victory. And you know, and his losses come to relatively new players like myself and a Bear. And looking at this Diamond, obviously, everyone here has a lot to look at if you want to go researching, and that's just going to be very, very good for Warning Track.
Mm-hmm. All right, hit us up. I'll end us up here. I am not putting myself in 6th place. I am going with Magician for that spot. Yep. I think I can once again best Magician this season. And in 5th place, I am also not putting myself there. I am instead putting KCM. I
put himself first. Incoming.
I came very close to being in 4th place the last time I was in Diamond.
You did.
KCM, I think KCM beat me by 1 or actually no, KCM kind of rocketed up to 2nd, didn't he? Or yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm putting myself quite in 1st, but I am actually putting myself in 4th place. I think it is possible, but you know, definitely not a guarantee. I'm gonna have to actually try playing this game in order to make that happen. In 3rd place, I mean the top 3. It's it's real tough to place them all. I mean, maybe not the 1st place, but 2nd and 3rd place. I'm putting Bacon in 3rd as. Actually, no. I guess am I the only one that put him in 3rd? Yeah, that's true. Interesting.
Yeah.
But
The
I
only one
mean, I
who's been
think
exactly
he's
third.
good. But
The average,
But
the
yes.
average of our other predictions are about third. Yeah.
yeah. All right. So anyway, and then the first and second place, I actually went a little back and forth. I did have Winning Track on top briefly, but I decided that I'm gonna beat Warning Track at least once, and that's gonna drop him down to second place. And that will, of course, leave Crazy Kaylee in first place. But
Yeah.
I think it is possible for Track to win in the final. So that is that is what I'm going with.
All right. Well, those are our predictions, folks. I think that was all we had planned for the stream today. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
For
all.
this to take
That's all I
longer,
got.
do we want to talk a little bit about week 1 matchups at all?
Yeah, let's go
those
ahead and
have
do
been
that. So
posted.
Do we
first of
have
all,
those?
let's go ahead and deploy the website.
We do
So
have those.
just under the wire, thank you. So everybody say thank you to A Forgotten Tune and to Lieutenant Hummus for making the website work. It is now live, and it will have your current standings where everybody is tied right now. It will have your full schedule and your current schedule and your upload capability for when your matches are done. So everybody, if you are not yet on the Discord, please sign up on the Discord so that you can schedule matches. I will put the SCL scheduling channel in the Discord live after the stream concludes.
Mhm.
Also, don't forget that the drafter moved. The drafter is now at draft.spypartyfans.com.
No.
Yep, that
Really?
is good. It is no longer draftmespy.party. It is fans.com, so be sure to use it. All right, so let's just go bottom to the top, and let's just
Okay. Let me
go
see if
what
I
we-
can.
what we want to
Let's see if I
here.
can pop this up on.
So /
actual-
Steam plays Infamous Cupcake in Bamboo. So I think based
Obviously,
top
slash
tier
DM.
match there, top tier match. Yeah,
No, that's
nothing
not
really
working.
catches my eye on Oak. Ascend to Beyond plays Pixel Bandit. That should be very good.
In Obsidian, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like T Flame gets the first round bye in Obsidian. On we go to Iron. RTA versus the Smitty should be a good match. Orak versus Magic Doer is probably the match of the week in that division.
Once we get up to maybe bronze, we can start talking what we think the match of the week will be, and we can talk about those maybe.
Yeah,
A
sure.
bit more in depth.
Yeah, let's go to and just Copper. We'll just keep rolling through. Quicklime Belial should be good. Frosty Soul Seam should be good. Max EZ Snacks versus Alex R. These are a lot of good matches.
Oh yeah.
And on we go to Copper. So we're all looking at Copper.
Yes, I
All right.
am currently looking at Copper.
We'll just go in the same order. Wodar, match of the week in Copper.
Match of the week of Copper. I'm just making sure I'm looking at the right one. It's the one with 2 bezels.
Yeah.
It's the one below. No, it's the one with a star and a single chevron.
Oh, that's bronze.
Wait, that.
Oh,
isn't
excuse
that
me. No,
bronze?
you're right. You're
See?
right. Sorry.
See, it
You're right.
is.
Yeah.
It is complicated.
Yeah. You're right.
My match of
it's
the
2
week.
chevrons. Uh-huh.
It's probably going to be Quicklime against. Depending on how that, depending on how that plays out, I might actually want to cast that game.
Opie, match of the week.
Quicklime versus Belial, easy.
Me, Alex versus Max Edward Snacks. Quicklime Belial is really good too, though. And Kletos.
I am gonna go with Quicklime and Belial. I think they're up there as contenders.
All right, Bronze, Wodar, match of the week.
This is the one with the star.
Yes.
It's easily going to be Bending Pig against Pox.
I had the same exact thought.
Yeah.
Banding Pig versus Pox for me.
I concur 100%. But Banding Big versus Pox is a great match.
Mm-hmm.
And Kletos?
I'm gonna actually go with Mr. Rogers and Degran. I didn't put.
That's not a bad pick.
I did not put Rogers in top 3, but I think he's got a good chance.
Yep.
I'm interested to see how he does.
Silver, Wodar.
Oh, I'm going to have to go with, oh boy, Checker against Dowsy.
Oh, no.
versus Dowsy, yeah.
Yeah.
Stop, Dowsy. He's already dead. Opie writes. What do you got?
For real though, Checker versus Dowsy, as entertaining as that might be to joke about, I'm gonna go with Matt versus Arturiax.
All right. I'm going to go with Pofke versus Watermeat.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see what happens there.
And I gotta back up Woodar and say Trick or Desi is gonna be the
Oh,
match to
God.
watch.
You sadists.
I
All
need.
right.
Yeah, it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
I mean-
on we go to gold. Wodar, gold.
I mean, how can I not pick myself against Opie, seeing as we're both
obviously.
here? In actual fact, because I do have power over choosing which games are cast, gold is probably going to be depending on whatever result tells a better story. Because if like all of these are ties, then that's not a good way to start the season. Just giving you some insight into how I pick games to be cast. Go on, Opie.
I
do you
mean,
think?
I can't disagree. Wodar versus myself is just so much fun and also freaking scary. Wodar, go away.
I think I
You're scared?
expect. I definitely expect Yeesh to be turnout, and well, that one's a little more difficult. Yeesh should be favored against turnout, and Bear is definitely favored against Royal Flush. Wodar versus Opie Wrights. I have no idea, and I want to see that match.
Yeah, I'm curious about. I want to see if Royal Flush can do it this season and take Lazy Bear, and just totally upset all our predictions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Platinum. What do we have? Wodar.
Putting up against Scallions.
All
Because
right.
if Scallions is going to make a run for it, this is where it starts.
Didn't we all predict Podium number 1 and Scallions number 6?
Exactly.
No, I put Slappy as number 1
Oh right, Slappy.
Yeah, yeah.
Slappy at number 1.
because it's
And
his
Podium number 2.
division.
This
Opie
would be
Wrights.
the upset.
Yeah. If an upset were to happen, that's the match you want to cast.
Yeah,
But other than that, I think that Slappy Davis versus Yerend is going to be like the real slobber knocker in this in this week for Platinum.
and I'll just go Falcon and Banana Conda to have them all be marked as interesting. You must watch all of them.
I'm going to second Falcon Hit versus Banana Conda. I think that's a good calibration match. Though.
Yeah.
So, these are two of the harder players to predict in this division, I think. And
Mhm.
so seeing who wins, who loses, who draws, potentially, that'll be very interesting. Diamond match of the week. Wodar.
Okay.
Easy.
I'm actually just going to go through all of these. So
Go
I
ahead.
don't think Track Bacon is going to be that interested because I think they're both, I'm going to call them momentum players. Where the further into the further into the season we get, the better they play.
Mhm.
So we're not going to see as much interesting things from them in the first week. Casey against Magician, I think, has similar problems, though Magician has been struggling. So this might not be a great game to watch. And then finally, Cletus against Kaylee is going to be a tie, and no one likes watching ties. So I'm going to say no interesting games in Diamond.
No interesting games in Diamond from Wodar.
Yes. Calling it now.
Okay.
Opie Wrights.
Well, I have to disagree. With how we were predicting Diamond, Warning Track versus Bacon is just such an interesting one because like this first week match with, as you said, momentum players could very well be the kind of match that like down the line will determine who actually gets into top 2 for the finals. That is the kind of thing that has ramifications down the line, especially if we're at least decently accurate in our predictions, with Warning Track and Bacon near the top. So I think I'm going to put that one as my number 1 match to watch of the week for Diamond.
I tend to think that that match has definitely got some later in the season implications, all like right off the bat. I think. But I'm gonna say, Cletos, show me what you got. Show me what you got, Cletos.
I don't want to watch that match.
Match
In fact,
of the
I don't
week.
I don't want to play it either.
Cletos versus your boy Crazy Kaylee at twitch.tv. No, I'm not gonna do a plug. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
Cletos.
I think I'm gonna pick Warning Track and Bacon because I don't want to watch my match.
I wait, hold on. Did we just so Wodar and I are playing, and Kaylee and Clutos are playing. Is this
Yeah.
rigged?
Rigged.
Yeah.
100% rigged.
Star Chamber.
The influence of the Star Chamber goes much deeper than you know. That's right.
That's
All
scary.
right. Well, I think that is our stream.
Yeah, that is
be
it.
sure to go to scl.spypartyfans.com and schedule your matches. We will stream. Wodar, when are we streaming? And how many streams do we have?
Ooh. I
Are we
want
doing
2
2 streams
streams
a week?
Everything's not set up quite yet, but the goal is 2 streams a week and maybe a third every so often. And
All
it's
right,
going
we'll
to be
pay-
on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday.
Pay attention then to the SCL announcements channel in the Discord. And subscribe, of course, to not subscribe. Follow this channel.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm getting my platforms mixed
Yeah.
up.
Like,
One day-
follow
like,
this
comment,
channel.
subscribe.
One day
Yeah,
you'll
hit
be able
like.
to subscribe to SpyParty.
Smash like, but also follow Size Spy Party, and you'll get the notifications when we go live with SCL match streams with commentary from just some of the best commentators in all of esports. Tell Toon what flags you want. Also, yes, tell Toon on the Discord or here in the Discord because she's here writing it down right now. If you want a country flag next to your name so that you can represent your country, then let her know and she will put you down for a flag. Looked like Lazy Bear was the only one who had one to start, so don't let Lazy Bear be the only one. Tell her your flag. Represent your proud nation.
Yep.
Kletos, take us out of here.
All right, thank you, everybody. That's our stream. It went more or less as planned, I'd say. I got a little mixed up with these overlays, which I basically finished putting together this morning.
Don't worry about
we are well before our going overtime, so we were efficient.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. So thank you for watching, everybody. Sign up on or make sure you're on the Discord so you can schedule matches. Get your games played by the end of Friday, and tune in next week when we will represent the first games here on twitch.tv/SpyParty. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you, everybody.
We will catch you guys next time.
See ya.
Goodbye.